I now would like to go over exercise 21-21, and it's cash flows from operating activities direct method derived from the income statement and the cash flows from operating activities using the indirect method. And the first thing they want us to do is to report cash received from customers. So when you want to calculate cash received from customers, you would look at the accounts receivable account and the sales revenue. The sales revenue account is found on the income statement for $305, and the accounts receivable is found on the cash flows indirect method, and the change in accounts receivable was a decrease, so we would credit accounts receivable for 6. So cash received from customers would be $311. The next one is cash paid to suppliers. Well, to calculate or to determine the cash paid to suppliers, you would look at the cost of goods sold. You would look at inventory. The changing inventory is an increase of $13, so that's a debit. And there was a decrease in accounts payable, which is a debit of $8. And the cost of goods sold was $185, so cash paid to suppliers would be $206. The next one is cash paid to employees. So to calculate that, you would look at the salaries expense on the income statement for 41. You would look at the change in the indirect cash flows, and we see for salaries payable an increase of 5, so we would credit salaries payable for 5. So cash paid to suppliers would be $36. For insurance expense, we would look at the insurance expense on the income statement and the prepaid insurance on the statement of cash flows using the indirect. The insurance expense is debited for 19. Prepaid insurance actually decreased by 9, so that would be a credit. So cash paid for insurance is $10. For income tax expense, we would actually look at the income tax expense on the income statement of $22, and that would be a debit. And we know that income tax payable increased by 20, so the actual cash paid for the income taxes is $2. Then now you know depreciation expense is a non-cash outlay, so we don't have to worry about that. So then they ask us to then do cash flows from operations, and we just take the calculations we just made, and our cash received from customer would be $311. The cash paid to suppliers would be subtracted at $206. Cash paid to employees would be subtracted at $36. Cash paid for insurance would be deducted of $10, and cash paid for the insurance tax would be $2. So our net cash flow, which is the sum of the cash received all the way to the cash paid to income tax, would be $57.